Namaste, hi, it's Gayatri. I've been wanting to post some videos and I've just been going through a lot of moving, changing, so I haven't been able to, but I'm really happy tonight I can film for you this video, which is just a little bedtime relaxing routine. For this routine, it would be great if you have a strap. If you don't have a strap, just grab like a scarf or something like that. Black would be good too, and a blanket or towel. Okay, and I'll link below, I have a video about some alternatives for those things if you don't have like official yoga props, but yoga props are great if you have them. All right, so, and you can also do this routine without props, but it'll be a lot better if you just have a couple things. We're gonna start lying down, lying on your back, and you can bend your knees and take your feet mat width apart and then just let your knees come together in the middle and bring your hands like at an angle down from your shoulders with your palms turned up to the ceiling. And take a moment and observe how the body feels on the floor, like where all the places where your body's in contact with the floor. And try to check and see if the right and the left sides feel even. And then make any little small adjustments needed to even those two sides out. And then again, just observe and really get your mind into your body. So, you know, in modern life, we spend so much time up in our head. So just want to move that focus from head into the body, awareness of your body. You can start at your toes, move up through the legs, hips, thighs, abdomen, back. Just notice every part of the body, what's happening. Move up to the arms, the chest, the neck, the head. Really being embodied in your awareness. And take a few deep breaths in and out through your nose. And notice the quality of your breath. Notice the sound, the temperature of the air, how the breath feels, where it moves to in your body. And observe that movement of the breath going in and out. See if you can breathe just 10% deeper, getting just 10% more air in and completely breathing that back out. And now just start moving your knees. And you want to try to keep breathing deeply, but of course it's hard sometimes to pay attention to breathing and movement at the same time. So just check in your breath now and then and see, and of course I'll remind you as well, but try to keep breathing deep. Okay, let's bring the knees to the center and pick your feet up off the floor and wrap your arms around your shins. And hug your legs in tight against your abdomen. So this pressure on the abdomen really helps to relieve anxiety. Let your shoulders drop down. Really breathe deep. Rock your hips side to side. Come back to center. Wrap your hands around your right shin and extend your left leg out. Flex your left foot and press the back of your left leg down as you hug the right leg in. Take a few more deep breaths. Breathing down to the belly. So your belly presses against your thigh. We're going to take the knee over to the right. Breathe. Bring the right leg down and the left leg in and hug it in tight. Take some deep breaths. Pressing the leg into the belly, compressing the abdomen. And pull your leg to the left, towards the floor. Breathe deep. Release the leg and take both legs out on your mat and your arms overhead behind you and stretch from your heels to your fingertips. Pull the shoulders and hips apart. Really just stretch your whole body. Stretch, stretch, stretch. And relax. We're going to come up to a seated position. So sit up with your legs out straight, feet flexed. If you're really tight in the backs of your legs, you might want to sit up on a folded blanket or a cushion. And we're going to put some props on the legs. So the height of the props that you need depends on your flexibility. You want to have something there so that your head can be fully supported. We're going to be bending forward. So for example, if you use a block, you would bend forward and rest your head on the block like this, or you could also use your hands. And make it a height that your head is fully supported, but you don't feel like tense. You feel relaxed, and you can just fold forward very comfortably. And the reason why we want support here is because that support allows for a release. So if you just have your head floating out here, nothing under it, there's more tension. With that support, the body can release, let go, you can stretch more deeply. So bring your head down to your support, rest it there. And as you're holding this pose, you want to continue with your deep breathing. So don't force the deep breathing, but make sure that you're getting full breaths and full exhales. Obviously the lungs are compressed, so a full breath will mean something different here. And then if you start to feel more of a release, you can lower the props and move down and fold forward more. So we're just going to continue to hold and breathe. Really turn your attention inward and notice what's happening in the body, where you feel the stretching. Soften into those areas. Let the tension go. Breathe deep. And just a few more breaths. And go ahead and sit up. Take your hands behind you with your fingers pointing away from you. Roll your shoulders back, let your head drop back, open the chest. Send the breath deep in the belly. Take 3 deep breaths again. And sit up. Bend your right knee. Step your right foot over your left leg. With your left arm, hug the right leg. Take your right hand behind you and turn. Look over your right shoulder. Again, breathe deep. So it really matters how we breathe in the poses. And by breathing down into the belly, In this pose, again, there's compression of the abdomen on the thigh, which is so good for all of our abdominal organs. And it relieves and calms Vata dosha as well as Pitta dosha in this area. So the fire and air are calmed. Okay, let's go ahead and switch legs. So we're going to straighten the right leg and the left knee. Step the left leg over the right with your right arm. Hug your left leg. Take your left hand behind you, sitting up straight, and turn. So because it compresses where the small and the large intestines are, the large intestine is the Siddha Vata, and that calms anxiety and relieves gas in the intestine. And it also, in the small intestine, is the home of Pitta dosha, so things like heartburn and excess acid, things like that, are also calmed. All right, we're gonna untwist. And then put the soles of the feet together with your knees out to the sides. And we're going to do, again, a forward bend with support. So you want to put just whatever height, a block, blanket, cushion, whatever height you need. You're going to bend forward. Rest your head on your support. You can take your arms out in front of you or take them back behind you, whichever feels more relaxing for you. Just hold that. Breathe deep. Notice where you're holding tension. So many times we've got tension somewhere, and just by noticing it and consciously releasing it, we can sink into more relaxation. Let's do a few more breaths. And then go ahead and sit up again with the legs out straight. Grab a strap or whatever you have. If you don't have a strap, you don't need to use one here. It's just helpful. If you have a strap, loop it around the balls of the feet. And if you don't have a strap, you're going to just put your hands under your legs, okay? Wherever they reach easily. And you're going to sit up straight. And if you've got a strap, pull back on it. You can also wrap it on your hands for better stability. And sit up. This time we're going to bend forward without rounding the back. We're going to keep the back straight. So you're lifting your chest, your shoulders, your back, and you're bending, hinging from your hips. So keeping the chin off the chest and keeping that extension. If you think about the space between the rib cage and the pelvis, we're keeping that lengthened. So we breathe in and lengthen. And on the exhale, we bring the belly toward the thighs. And let's continue with a few more breaths. And just keep folding as you're able to, but again, make sure that you don't round the back here. So it's very different from that pose where we, allowed the back to round. And a few more breaths. And sit up. And we'll put the strap off to the side. And we're going to come into a kneeling position and grab again a blanket or towel. So you want to have it folded so that it's about half an inch thick or so. And then you're just going to roll that up twice. And take your knees out wide. So the knees are about mat width apart. We take this rolled blanket or towel. Again, if you don't have one, that's fine. You can just do this pose without it. But if you have one, you're going to put it into the crease of your hip. So right where the leg is coming in there, and you're going to tuck it in under the belly button and then come into your child's pose. So this blanket or towel that we have here just provides a little extra compression on the abdomen. And if it's too much compression, you can unroll it a little bit. If you don't feel enough compression, you can roll it up more to make it thicker. And it just adds a little extra pressure, which it's like, again, a massage for those abdominal organs. So we're going to come into that pose. And this time I want you to breathe really deep, and even though you might feel, as you're having a blanket there, you might feel a lot of resistance to breathing into the belly. Still try to do that. Because in this case, we're using that resistance, the sort of like weightlifting, to help strengthen the lungs and increase the lung capacity. Continue deep breathing. And just a few more breaths. And go ahead and sit up. Just move slowly. That's actually a really intense pose. So come back up to seated kneeling. If you're not comfortable kneeling, you can just sit with the legs out. Take a few breaths, getting back to normal breathing. And you can remove the blanket, put it off to the side, and just come back to a seated position. Sit up straight, rest your hands on your legs, close your eyes, and bring your awareness to your body again, just scanning the whole body with your mind, being aware of what's happening throughout the body, taking a few deep breaths. In through the nose, out through the nose. So I hope this helps you relax, get ready for bed or whatever you're doing next in a nice, relaxed way. Thank you so much for joining. Namaste.